Hello, everyone. This is some difficult times that we are here today. At the end of Sukkot, of the holiday, when we got this is where we celebrate the receiving of the Torah, and we are at the midst of a terrible tragedy, of a terrible terror attack in Israel. I just want to wait for some of you to come up. I want to share some things and. Yeah, so let's see here. Uh, so some of you are here. Okay. Well, this is not, this is not easy time today. We're in the midst of Israel is in the midst of an attack, a terrible one, a horrible one. There's no proportions to it. But before we go anywhere, I want to send energy, love energy, and prayer for the families of those who have been killed, have been murdered, those who have been abducted. There are many uh, casualties, there are many hostages, wounded, people that don't know yet where they are, whether they've been kidnapped, killed, we don't know that. So we send them a healing love and energy of healing for that, for them to be found, for them to be returned home, comfort for the families, uh, peace and relaxation as much as possible. And to those who are captives, send all the love and all the energy and all the hope and prayer and love for connection and unity. It is a shame that just these are the things that bring us together. These times of despair, these times of tragedy. So but by the grace of God, by the grace of this holiday, the holiday that we received the Torah, this is time for our unity. This is we send you this love, this energy, and everybody's thinking about you and of you. I've placed a couple of images. I mean, there's so many. One of it was a family that completely was wiped out, was murdered right there and then as they entered the house. So uh, many of you know, but many of you also don't know. I've met people today that are not aware of what was happening. I mean, they heard something in the news, this channel, but Israel was under attack. It is exactly marking 50 years after the Yom Kippur War. 50 years after the Yom Kippur War, where everybody was in synagogue, everybody was in services. The attack came where bulldozers were racking the fence. And I want to show you this. Here's, for example, what happened. So this is a bulldozer from the Gaza side that is destroying the Israeli fence. The Israeli fence. Now, this is we can be sorry, and we are. I'm devastated because my family is there. Thank God everybody's okay, but okay physically it is heartfelt. It is not like in the States, for example. Well, if there is a crime in Oklahoma, nobody hears about it in Oregon. You know, in Israel, everything is like one big neighborhood. Something happens, everybody hears about it. Everybody is part of it. And in the recent months and the recent time, years, there's been so much division between everyone, and what has been going on the other side is that the Arabs and those who are the perpetrators have been watching us. It's like that skit of watching us with scrutiny eyes, waiting for us to be consumed with one another, right? With the differences, so this can be executed, so this can be happening. So they entered, hundreds of cars, guys on machine guns, the Hamas terrorist organization, people with machine guns on the cars, killing every civilian that comes across them and by them. and entering kibbutzim, uh, settlements, houses, killing everybody systematically and taking hostages one by one. And it's just they have I don't know if the number went up, but they have close to 200 hostages, similar amount of murdered people. And it's ironic because it's 50 years before the after the Yom Kippur War. And this is picture one picture that I showed you that is what happened. I mean, there are so many things that are up on the internet, but here's one thing else that I want to show you. This is an image of a spectators, one of them that is also underground, the border, and there are cameras underground, or cameras above ground. There is a zeppelin that flies above the border to check the border. And you know what? Israel can detect a farting fly in Iran, but this nobody detected. People went in and came out with hostages. This so this is part of a bigger picture. I see that as a part of a bigger picture. Some people don't want to believe that this was known. People want to think that we were surprised by that. I don't believe so. Anything that comes from government is a big no-no. You take the corona. Israel, Bibi Netanyahu sealed the corona documents for 30 years of secrecy. Nobody knows what's behind these documents. Nobody will admit publicly that Israel was sold to be a lab rat. This is no coincidence. Israel has the most sophisticated technology. Uh, Something happens on the border, there are soldiers that are speaking. They're right away there. There is no chance that this was skipped. With people going in, terrorists with cars and ammo and everything, occupying kibbutzim, taking control of army vehicles, of police stations, and going out from the same place they came from with the hostages. Now, I want to tell you a story about that I remember as a kid. I loved that story because it's a story that told the truth. It was by Hans Christian Andersen. Once I thought there were three different people, but Hans Christian Andersen, and it's called "The Emperor's New Clothes." Some of you may know it. Some of you may know it. And it talks about these two crooks that came to the kingdom, and the king wanted. He advertised that he's looking for soothsayers that will create clothing for him that nobody else has in the entire kingdom. And these two crooks told him, we can sew you a suit that nobody will ever have. That you'll be the best suit. And they promised and they guaranteed, and they demanded this amount of gold and this amount of gold wires and everything. They put everything on their truck or in their carriage with the horse at that time, and got into a room, got into the loom, and start weaving. And the guard of the king saw that they're doing nothing. And they were weaving and weaving and weaving and weaving, and it seemed like they were doing on air. They were air. They came to the king. They said, "We've got the best suit for you," and they told this to the helper. Tell the king we got the best suit for him because this is a suit that only the smart people can see. If there are people that don't see the suit, kill them because they're not smart enough. So when the king heard that, he said, "I want to see that." They came to him and they brought to him this cloak. Look at this cloak. This is such a beautiful cloak. Look at those red linings here. Can you see with the turquoise underlining here, like waves? Oh, this will look perfect on you, don't you think? And they are putting, as if they're putting on him the cloak. Now the king doesn't want to be looked stupid, so he said, "Oh my God, this is such amazing! Wow, this is such amazing!" And he's only with his underwear and a shirt, and they put on him the cloak. "Now, Mr. King, we are going to bring the cuffs. The cuffs are made from pearls." And they put the cuffs on him. Oh, look at those cuffs. Really, look at those cuffs. Now, before we go, We have to put the special color that goes on top of your top of your cape that has these feathers that we saw. Nobody has these things. You have to understand. And if you don't see that, you have to tell people if they don't see that, off with their head because they're not smart. They're not smart. And now everybody who saw that would, don't want to be looked as dumb. So they said, wow, Senor King, oh la la, oh, this is perfect. What a beautiful cast you have. And they put everybody admired his non-seam clothing. And now comes the day where the king has to parade his new clothes. The emperor has to parade his new clothes, and everybody is lining up, and he's telling Pierre, the one that is taking care of his shawl that goes above the cape, say, Pierre, make sure that my shawl doesn't touch the floor. It is a very, very expensive material. I don't want it to touch the floor. Okay, buddy. And so they're walking, he's walking. In the meantime, the two other soothsayers, crooks, had all the gold in their cart, took off to Gaza. All right? Now, so the emperor is walking everybody, and it's being broadcasted. These are the emperor's new clothes. It can only be seen by smart people. By smart people. If you don't see them, step ahead because there'll be consequences. Nobody stepped ahead. Everybody start, yeah, nice. Hey, I recognize that material. Wow, that is nice. Nice, nice. We can do some sexy time with these clothes. Nice. Suddenly a kid starts screaming, but the king is naked. But the emperor is naked. He has no clothes. This is where we are now. The emperor, of course, Bibi is the emperor in disguise now. We know that politicians here are really just to give us the sense that we have freedom of choice, right? But it's above him. It's Schwab. It's all these elitas that are puppeteering. But the emperor is naked. The deals that were created, he took all army to position in different privateer places, abandoning certain places, purposefully, not purposefully, but the emperor is naked. And this is the time to see the truth that the emperor is a representation not just of Bibi Netanyahu. It's not the only thing. It's a situation. It's a situation that we allow this madhouse to control us by go purchase, go have fun. Oh, we're going to build you some new shows. Go enjoy yourself while we concoct something else here. Go do this. Go, let's create some drama for you. Unforgettable drama that people are dying. But that is not a concern of those who sit at the plate, those who are members of the club. That's not a concern because they need to depopulate anyway. I mean, that's why the corona came here, to depopulate people. Who went first? Those who were really in need, those who were really sick went first because they don't have to take care of them. Let's eliminate them. And then the second phase came, and people that have taken the shot have more heart problems. And one thing after the other, one thing after the other, depopulating, creating the 5G towers for controlling through those surfaces that were inserted into the bodies of those who took the shots, and on and on and on. And we are now at a time of a crisis. Israel is under attack like no other before, and some other so-called leader have the audacity to still condemn Israel. Let me tell you something what Israel did. Israel is considered the humanitarian army. Why? Because before they would attack in the past Gaza or other places, they would have a system that is called knock on the roof. And the knock on the roof means that they will send a demi missile, it's almost like a BB gun, but a BB missile with notes when on the targets that they want to demolish, saying you have a few minutes to leave the house because this is going to be demolished in so and so minutes. And they didn't demolish the house. This is what they did this time to Hamas as well. They sent demi missiles that we're going to bomb your headquarters. You better leave now. During this insurgence, during this attack on Israel. Now, the only thing I could hope and imagine that it's happening is because those Arabs, those Hamas people, they position all their militia and all their military and all their missile launchers in kindergartens and in schools. They use shield human as their shield. Why? Because they don't have respect for life. Now, I've never come out here on social media and spoke in this fashion. And for me, it is even coming out of very a comfort zone because I want to pray for everybody. And I want everybody to understand that we are connected. There are those who are just are creating this corruption that have to be adjusted. Let's put it this way. There are things that are in my control. There are things that are not in my control. What is their choices, how they are treating people, is not in my control. It's in God's control. And there is a reason also for that. And there is a reason also for what is happening. It is a part of everything. It is excruciating, painful to see that and to experience that. But this is part of my identity. We have been persecuted for beginning of time. And yet we've remained beyond all empires that rose and fell and rose and fell, and we stayed. Jewish people, we stayed. You know, we don't have a jihad. We don't have a like, oh, we want to kill. This is an example. This is not about land. For all those who want you conquered, you conquered. First of all, nobody conquered anything. And it's like when I was a kid and I wanted to play with my uncles, they were playing cards and they were betting with money. I was like 6 or 7, and I got money for Hanukkah. And I said, I want to play also. I want to play also. And they said, this is with money. I said, I have money. They said, but if you lose, you lose. There is no going back. Now I'm a 6-year-old. What do I know? I mean, I lost with the first hand that I got because everybody saw my cards, and it was like. And then I went crying, I want my money back, I want my money back. I want my money back. But yeah, I was like, I wish I wouldn't, but I got it. It's the same thing. You know, 1967, you attack Israel from 3 fronts, and not just that you lost more than what you had. And then you come and cry, oh, we want this back, we want this back, we want it. There is no connection between Palestinians to the Philistines, the Greek. There is no connection. But this is for a different talk. This today, I'm asking everyone to send prayers and to send loving energy to the entire place. This is like sending rocks on, like pebbles in the ocean. It creates the effect. It creates this effect to be sent across. It creates like a ripple effect to send the energies and love energies to everybody. And thank you for standing with Israel and with the Jewish people, because we are here to contribute and to contribute to the world. This is all what we're about. Of course, there are here and there, but this is really what I'm here to do: to contribute and to serve and to help as many as I can. So much love, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.